Control Talk. This is your host, Eric Stromquist, and we're in the field today at M&M Controls with M&M's president and founder, Pat Marcella. Pat, thanks so much for being with us on Control Talk today.
Thanks, Eric, for coming to Baltimore. We saved a gorgeous day for you here.
And so what had you decide to start M&M Controls?
Always, it's one of those things, I guess, that even as a kid, you always knew you wanted to do something.
Yeah.
Something on your own, something different.
Now, how many branches do you guys have, Pat, and where are they located?
We have 3 branches. One here since the day one, since September 1st of 1987. We've been here in Timonium, Maryland, on Aylesbury Road. And we opened up a branch in Springfield, Alexandria, Virginia, maybe 8 miles south of the Pentagon. It's doing very, very well. And just last week, we opened up our 3rd branch outside of Richmond, Virginia, in Ashland, Virginia.
Well, what product lines does M&M carry?
Our main lines are Honeywell, Johnson Controls, Bulimo, Siemens, and Schneider Electric. And we've branched and morphed out into other ventures where we now are a very prevalent supplier of functional devices.
Yeah.
Devices called ribs.
Yeah.
And
cool product, huh?
A really cool product.
Yeah, for those of you who have not used a rib yet, Pat, give them the lowdown on a rib and why they should be interested in that.
Well, what used to be a whole shelf full of options between voltages and lights and not a light and enclosure and not an enclosure, all now comes in and has for a while, all in one piece that a serviceman can put on his truck and know that he has a relay to do just about any job as long as he has one of those red boxes on his truck.
And you like us started with the Flame Safeguard business. That was really the first real big offering that Honeywell had was the boiler controls. And you guys do Honeywell and fire, I believe.
We do.
And I noticed them going back on your shelves. I mean, you guys do the low water cutoffs. I mean, the gas pressure regulators, the shut-off valves, the flame safety systems, the whole 9 yards, and been doing that for years.
As winter approaches, we will see our activity level at our test benches at all 3 of our branches increase dramatically. 2, 3, 4 times a day more people come in asking for their control to be tested. We have a full testing facility of all flame safety controls, both Honeywell and FireEye. And that test bench, although it is somewhat antiquated, it still does what it's supposed to do, which is to give many of these people that come in with a control in their hand, gives them the ability to say, yeah, it is at least sequencing the way it's supposed to, or it's not.
Because we have a testing facility in Atlanta too. It is a value add. I can't tell you how many times a customer walks in and goes, I need another one of these controllers that's broken. We say, let's just put it up on the test board to see. Probably, how many times do you put it up on the board and it's actually not the control that's bad, it's something else?
8 of 10.
8 out of 10. So 80% of the time your full service distributor is going to be saying, hey, the problem's not with your controller. You do that on the internet, you're getting another control in that you bought and you still have the same. Changes have you seen with in the flame safeguard industry in terms of controls?
Well, there's been a lot. I mean, there's been a lot in the flame safeguard industry. I mean, we've gone from cam timer controls in our
4140s,
day,
yeah.
yes, 4150s to 4140s, to our first entrance into the digital market with BC 7000s and E100s, and we've now gone to the E110 in FireEye and the RM 7800 in Honeywell. In addition, they've become part of larger systems in control links and in the Delphi panels, which are controlling entire buildings, including fans, boilers, etc., fuel, air ratio, all devices that are tied into one. Flame safeguard industry has moved along, nothing like the DDC industry,
right,
but it has moved to a level where we've never seen it before. It's moved now into building automation and energy management type of business.
Well, everything's getting integrated now. I mean, you got the access, you got the security with the building automation, the boiler controls, the lighting, and that's the type of thing. I mean, guys like you and your team, I mean, you do that stuff. I mean, if somebody wanted to bring everything in what we call single-seated control, it's right up your guys' alley, isn't it?
It was a natural progression for us to go from the sophisticated boiler controls to the direct digital controls.
M&M Controls and Pat and his group are Honeywell Diamond Distributors just about every year. And for those of you who don't know what that is, Honeywell Diamond Distributors, that is like the top tier of Honeywell building automation distributors. And I know you guys are huge with that. And not only just with Honeywell, but you guys have won Johnson Awards too. So obviously one of the morphs you guys have had is you've morphed from just being Flame Safeguard to being, I'll call you a systems distributor. And and all those products you talked about, it seems like a contractor can come to you and you guys, and I'll let you speak to this, but you guys can provide the DDC controls, you can provide the valves, the actuators, the VFDs, the rib relays, and the wire. I mean, somebody can just get everything they need to go out and do a controls job. Am I hitting that right, or?
You are absolutely correct.
Yeah.
We'd like to think that our original thought process, my original vision was to have 30 to 50 companies where we would be a integral and critical part of their business, that they couldn't do business without us and we couldn't do business without them. Our systems integrator program and our control integrator program has kind of followed that whole vision.
Your program and control integrator program, Pat, what are those? Tell me about what those are. And if I'm a contractor, what do I get out of that?
I mean, what you get is an ability to annually keep up with all the licensing fees.
Which with open systems is a big deal.
Right,
now.
which is a very big deal, right? In addition, we will offer you the demos for you to go out to your customers and be able to present the product in a professional manner. We will accompany you.
Nice.
We will give you every year 8 free hours of assistance in whatever way that you choose. And in addition, we will offer you training from the manufacturers at a extremely reduced rate.
When you got a couple of the best guys in the controls industry, integration, Paul Burke is one of the best at understanding and putting those systems together. That's got to be just a tremendous resource for a controls contractor to be calling a guy like Paul, have him assist with the demonstration or troubleshooting, and you got a couple other people too that are really good on the team, right?
We absolutely do. I mean, Paul runs our DDC part of our business, and he, along with Todd Pumphrey, Greg Brady, are heavily into the DDC items. Those guys technically are the most as competent and as sound as anybody that you'd ever run into. Yeah. In addition, they're good people. They're fun.
What do our viewers need to know about M&M Controls?
Well, I'd like to think that we look at things a little differently. One of the original thoughts that I had, one of the original visions of M&M Controls was to have make a place that I could stay in geographically where I wanted to have a place where people enjoyed, working, and to have an ability to I don't want to say run their own business, but to act independently and to have a lot of people enjoy what they do and have a good, fun place to work that also worked very hard.
Yeah.
Because that is a requirement. Knowledge, inventory, experience, as well as a business that continues to do the right things. People have expectations. Exceed their expectations. Exceed their expectations every day. Give them more than they thought they were going to get.